I'm here with Jai Wright, who has recently launched Make up in Mackay, Queensland. Just wanted to catch up with Jai and find out about the launch. How successful was it? How did it go?
Sure. Yep. Yeah, we were pretty happy with the launch. We had really 7 adults and 5 kids part of our launch team, so it was a pretty small launch group to work with. But on the day we had 30 folks along there. So a few visitors from other churches, a few people, a bit of a range, people who'd come from flyers, people who'd come from invites. So it was a bit of a range of people, and then we've had follow up after that. I guess, the short answer would be we didn't have as many people come as we were praying for and expecting on the day. But in follow up, we've just had 1 or 2 new people coming every week for about 2 months.
Yep.
Which, I don't know why, but that's just what God's sending us.
So the week after, weeks 2, weeks 3, how you just said you just got a nice slow trickle of people coming along.
Yeah, so I mean, the second week we had another couple come who had got a flyer but just hadn't been able to make it the first week, and older couple, but they've connected in with us and really keen for the sort of church we're on about. We've had a few guys just find us on the internet in that time period and come along. We're following up with them, and a guy who's moved from one of the churches that was supporting us. It's very transient up here, so we're starting to see I guess there's a downside, but there's also benefits, that there's a lot of Christians moving to the area, and as churches know we exist, we're getting people coming from other churches, so that's great to be able to lock them in and get them involved in God's mission. So,
Yeah, and I guess reflecting on the launch, what was the launch? I guess building up for a big event. What was the helpfulness of that for the church?
Yeah, I mean, it really gave us some focus. I mean, even just basic stuff like getting together like a bit of a welcome pack for new people who came along to church. We got all our A-frames, we got a flag put out the front. So just a bit of the just general background noise stuff that we wouldn't have done that unless we'd done the launch, had the big day pushing towards that. And I guess it also gave a focus for people in our team to invite friends along to that particular day.
Yep.
Which we haven't necessarily seen heaps of fruit from. We did see some people come from personal invites, but it just raises the bar a bit, I think, for people to raise Jesus, raise church in conversations with people they're in touch with. So lots of benefits.
And in the lead up, how are you training the church? How are you equipping the church to have those conversations to make best use of the relationships that they've already got in the community? What did you specifically do as I guess lead planter and as leader of the church?
Yeah, I guess every situation is different. We've got a lot of guys on our launch team who aren't locals. They're guys who moved at the same time as us or only a couple of years beforehand. So we don't have a real rich well of deep relationships. So I saw my role in training to help the launch team, who are generally mature Christians, but helping them to look out at the community around them and just get to know what their issues were, training them through thinking through life from other people's perspective, sort of that other person's centeredness. So I guess that was the real training part, and it was just basic stuff leading up to the launch, like here's how to have the conversation to invite your friends along. So it wasn't very technical. We didn't spend a lot of time doing testimonies or all that sort of thing, because I don't think that's the stage we're at now. I don't want to spend too much time training the guys. I just want to get them out there doing it and kind of train on the way. Yeah.
Yep. And it was interesting. I've been trying to have the email conversation with you and Toby about just about comparisons between a city versus a regional area versus a parachute planter, and a planter who has got relationships in the city already. Thinking about Sydney where you trained, and Mackay, what differences can you see, as a regional coastal planter in a large regional country centre, I guess.
Yeah. I guess in the sense that there's not a heap of mature Christians just hanging around waiting for a new church plant to start up that they can be a part of. So kind of the guys who are Christians in town, they've just been hanging on, and they're well established in their churches because they're mature enough to be really involved. So we didn't have a lot of people come and join us once we first got to town. But I guess the benefit of us like smaller regional town. I mean, it's still 120,000 people, but it is different to Sydney in the sense that because we're a new church in town, it means that anyone who moves to town who's new to the area, our church is a possibility. Whereas in Sydney, I imagine, when you move to an area and there's probably 20 or 50 great churches within a half an hour drive of you. Where, in Mackay, I guess we're seeing a lot more people who are moving to town and coming along. They know we exist, and because it's a smaller area, there's more chance word will get out about our church. So yeah.
And I know you used a flyer campaign beforehand. How'd you get that out? Did you was your core team who dropped things off, or did you use Australia Post? What did how many flyers did you put out?
So no, I was pretty happy with how it all went with the flyer drop. We decided to go ahead with the flyer drop because just walking around the neighbourhood, there's not many people with the stickers on them saying no junk mail. Mackay's heaps different to Sydney in that respect. So it was, we thought, this is a good way to go forward because people are actually going to get these things. We put out 10,000, so we chose a geographical area around where our church plant is and sent those out. We actually did the whole lot basically through a company. They're called Local Direct Network. We just found them on the internet. They did design stuff, so it cost us only $200 to do it with them for the design. I gave them basically the ideas on a sketch on a bit of paper, and they just put it all together for that amount. They printed it, and then they actually distributed it for us because we just realised, 7 to 10 people, you can't get 10,000 flyers out. It's just impossible. And, we were trying to call other people who are supporting the church plant to come and help us, but it wasn't going to work. And just really economical. I mean, it was $1,700 to get 10,000 flyers out, and a lot of that money was spent just shipping it from Brisbane up to Mackay. So if we had it done in Brisbane, it would have been
a lot cheaper. And how are you following up people? So what does it look like to? I walk into your church, fill out the comment card. What does it look like in terms of being followed up by someone from Make?
I guess it's different to how I expected. I've been at other churches where we actually ran classes for new people who came along, but because we're getting 1 or 2 new people each week, it's a lot more personal. So we've still got a visitors book for people to fill out once they get there, so we can get people's contact details and know how best to serve them, I guess. But really it just means I give them a call up, say thanks for coming, and would you like to come around for dinner? And so we just try and chat through then what church is on about, a bit about our vision, values, and other distinctives, and I guess just give people as full a picture as quick as it can so they can decide if they want to get on board or not. Obviously we've got one girl at least at the moment who's not a Christian, so that's looked a little bit different, but it's a lot more personal and organic, I guess, just because of our size. I mean, when a new person walks in, it's all very obvious when you're in a group of, there's 20 people average at church at the moment, so
So finally, how can we pray for you guys over the next few months?
Sure. I guess just pray for wisdom. Some of the guys who have come along have got things to work through in their lives, marriage, divorce, those type of topics are things that are on our mind at the moment. So just pray for God's wisdom and that we care for people well in the context of those life situations. But apart from that, I mean, just keep seeing the need. Jesus said, pray for labourers for the harvest, and that's just how we feel. There's just so much that we could be doing, but we just need God to keep sending us labourers and allowing us to raise up labourers. So pray for that would be great.
Right. Excellent. Well, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us, Jai, and look forward to speaking soon.
Excellent. No worries. Thanks, Scott.